Good job, Pod.cannion, back with another reaction video. Today we have a CJ the Champ video. This is the trial of MAKI, my fault, MAKI ZENIN. This is like a Jujutsu Kaisen recap. I think it's episode 4 of season 3. Maki does an Itachi where she pretty much kills her whole clan except for like the her little brother. So yeah, we're gonna see that because I'm not gonna lie, the animation with this episode was just so fucking clean. Let's get into it. If y'all like the video, like and subscribe if you're new. All we do is chill over here. With that being said, let's get into the video.
I gotta get this off my chest real quick, cause who was bro right here feeling like, bro, look at him. He was walking up all confident, doing all this extra shit just to get dropped in 0.5 seconds. Like, come on, dog. You are a background character. You ain't even got a name. No, you're wrong. You are not that guy, pal. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another special emergency impromptu mini trial. Yeah, not gonna lie, these back-to-back videos that was not planned. But after what I've seen and witnessed again, I had to make another detour.
Nah, cause I'm not gonna lie, I saw this on the manga, and like I just had to put like a timeline in, cause like one thing I'll do usually is like every now and then I'll put like an anime character in like my band lab and shit, and like I remember like the moment like I read this shit for the first time. So the fact that this is getting, well, it already got it animated was actually crazy. I think it's called Many Flows. Like, I lied to y'all not. Same exact shit. Maki. Maki in the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, when this shit gets animated, this shit is about to be too fucking clean. And oh my gosh, like, yeah, we just gonna watch this. Y'all already watched it. If y'all haven't seen season 3 of JJK, it's been active since the first fucking episode. Like, I think they're on episode 5 now, and another JJK character, like, hold up. Let me see if that's still the title. Because episode 6 is about to be crazy, too. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, this fight's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Next episode. That's just about to be crazy. The fact that I might have to. Come on. Yeah, that's just about to be crazy. The fact that I put them like as a profile picture and now like I'm actually seeing those characters get animated, that's just kind of fire to me. But yeah, JJK, especially this season, like the first 12 episodes, they're about to be crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they have not disappointed. But yeah, we about to watch this. what do we call this? A Malky massacre? Cause she ended everybody. I'm not gonna lie.
Cause good
like,
God, Maki's ZENIN, bro. Like, if you've already seen this episode of JJK, you knew this video was coming. Cause this was generally one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
I knew this shit was
coming. The whole bloodline off the map. So with that being said, it's trial time, baby. Y'all already know we got the evidence on deck, and we counting how many bodies got dropped at the end of this. So let's not waste no more time. Without further ado. Exhibit Z.
Exhibit Z?
The ZENIN clan off the map. Now, since this is a trial, and we are reviewing a pretty massive crime, let's go ahead and get the main question out the way first. Was Maki blaming her entire clan justified? And I ain't gonna lie, I'm here to tell you right now. Yes. 100% yes. All these sorry-ass, fraudulent-ass niggas had to go. Just straight up, these the suck. Big 3 family, my ass. Like, bro, on some real shit, the ZENIN clan might be one of the most toxic fictional families of all time. I mean, they are competing with the big dogs of dog shit families. Like, they running with the
for real.
the Hanmas, the Targaryen.
The Hanmas. Yeah, I started rewatching Baki recently, bro. Like, Baki's dad is like a generational menace. I don't know if I reacted to that on this channel, but like, yeah. Boggy's dad is
The royal family of the Fire Nation, like these niggas were terrible. The only thing these greedy motherfuckers valued in life was status and power. Like for example, if you had low curse energy or your curse technique didn't meet up to their standard, they treated you like garbage. They wouldn't even look at your ass. And oh Lord, don't even get me started on the misogyny. This motherfucker,
That guy.
Oreo, bro had to go. This nigga is basically what would happen if Fresh and Fit did the fusion dance. They turn into this motherfucker. I mean, the stuff he was saying about women, like, good God, bro was talking crazy. And last but not least, and one of the prime reasons they had to get packed up was because of her ugly ass, old ass,
that's
black eyed daddy. This man might be in the running for one of the worst dads in anime history. Like him and her sorry ass mama both had to go. I mean,
Gon's dad is awful. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I look at Hunter, damn, Gon's dad was awful. Yeah.
this nigga really made a whole plan to slime out his own daughters.
Yep.
Loki literally hated Maki and Mai simply because he thought that his daughters were the reason he wasn't named head of the clan. I mean, the first
So
thing
selfish.
Maki sees when she comes back home is her father standing over her sister's body after he beat the dog water
Her
out of
twin
her.
sister.
Then he decides to cut his own daughter down in cold blood, and then he proceeds to drag both of his children's bodies through a dark hallway and throws both of them in a chamber full of curses and leaves his own children in there for dead. These niggas.
So yeah, I think she was kind of justified in killing them. Cause I'm not gonna lie, the dad was the first one off the map. But then like when you realize that like everyone in the family looked down on, you know what I'm saying, those twins, other than like Megami, which is the only person she didn't kill. You realize, like, yeah. she had to Itachi them niggas. Not even for the same reason.
Had to go. Every last one of them. Because these motherfuckers were genuinely terrible people. So when Mai told Maki to destroy it all and sacrifices herself because her literal existence was nerfing Maki because of the whole identical twin thing in JJK. This was the last day on Earth for every last person in the ZENIN compound that day. Because since Mai took all the curse energy with her when she passed, it left Maki with none. And with the heavenly restriction that she has, she basically got a game-breaking buff and became a physical freak of nature, just like her deadbeat uncle. So the first victim of Maki's massacre was her bum-ass deadbeat dad. And she made quick work of his sorry ass.
No, for real.
He was so scared when he felt her aura, this nigga thought Toji came back from the dead like the Undertaker. But nah, Bro charged up his attack just for Maki to hit him with a
I like it, could you?
She did cut off the top of his noggin.
took the nigga's dome piece off. Well, after she dropped off her
Holy
sorry
shit.
ass pops, next up
I
on the
have
chopping
another
block
picture
were
of
the
that.
Kukuru unit. And this is the moment where Maki turned into the bride. Because the
Yep.
way she was dicing these niggas up really had me thinking I was watching the anime adaptation of Kill Bill. Now, let's set the scene.
real.
After her pops got a fresh lineup, the whole compound ended up going on lockdown. And Maki ended up getting surrounded by the Kukuru unit. A bunch of nameless ZENIN clan NPCs with no curse techniques that ranks were filled up with a bunch of ball niggas and
Ball
motherfuckers
niggas,
with butts because that have never had a team
Almost got me,
or
almost
lineup
got
over their
me.
life. But luckily for the Kukuru unit, they were surrounding the best barber in Jujutsu Society. So a bunch of them end up running at her, but she swings once and gets a quadruple kill. Then after she drops
Quadruple
the
kill.
first four, she just casually starts to walk down these niggas. Look at this one kill. She cuts both of his arms off and sliced them down the middle. And while she was mid-air, she hits his sword and it was straight into this dude's neck.
Oh my
after she
gosh,
wiped out
watching
the
this in
first
slow
wave,
motion is even
this
crazier.
one ball nigga. And I ain't gonna hold y'all, I gotta get this off my chest real quick. Cause who was bro right here feeling like? Like, bro, look at him. He was walking up all confident, doing all this extra shit just to get dropped in 0.5 seconds. Like, come on, dog. You are a background character. You ain't even got a name. Know your role, nigga. You are not that guy, pal. So after this ball nigga lost all of his aura, Maki just continued to brutally murder everyone in sight. Nobody in that room was safe. She was styling on these niggas so hard the screen turned gray and black, just like when the bride ripped the dude's eyes out. Now, as she continued to cut everyone down, we get to one of her most brutal kills. She drops down like she's about to do a hell sweep, but she kicks this dude in the gut. And this kick was so hard, it literally made this dude's head explode. Yeah, not gonna lie, if I'm one of these dudes and I just saw one of my homies go out like that,
I'm
gonna be
leaving.
real. I'm hopping on a plane and I'm leaving Japan ASAP. Cause I'm not about to lose my life for this shit, gang. A nigga's head just exploded. You got me fucked. So after she just exploded bro's cranium, these two come in and swing, but they get instantly decapitated. Then this one tries to attack her, but she hits the limbo and gives this nigga one of the nastiest side eyes. She really looked at bro like, "Are you serious, my brother?" Then cuts his sword in half. And
Yeah, he
while
knew
bro
he was
just
cooked right
left in
there.
disbelief, he had no time to
He
think
knew he was cooked right there.
about his next move, cause he ended up getting split in two. Then she ends up jumping up top, and look at this brother.
Oh, them niggas was scared when she got up to the rooftop. They thought they had more time. She was like, "Nah, we getting y'all."
You can tell just by the look in his eyes that he done already doodled his pants, and he's regretting his entire life right now. Bro is probably in his head cursing his parents for birthing him in this family. He ends up cutting them all down and painting the wall red, and finally puts that one guy out of his misery. Then she ends up pulling off one of the sauciest sequences.
She did just slide on. He's about to show it. I'm not going to talk about it yet.
Anime history. She jumps down and starts sliding on the floor and moves like 10 niggas. Then while she was still sliding, one dude tries to hit her, but she ends up hitting the limbo again and ends up transitioning into a bicycle kick and snatches bro's ankles. Then the last guy in the sequence got done the dirtiest out of everyone.
This was just aura farming. She's skating off the blood that's already on the ground and then just... Like, oh my gosh.
Hit on the blood while standing upright and pulled up in front of this dude's face. And she stared into his soul and hit him with a...
Had me to black him out.
Not gonna lie, this might be one of the most disrespectful moments of all time, simply because of how nonchalant she was while doing this. She really slid on the blood and passed it on these niggas, and singled dude out specifically, just to hit him with a 1-inch punch and send him flying. Like, that is just flat out ridiculous. So she runs up to this one dude and she packs him up just like Anakin did to Count Dooku, as she cuts his hands clean off and disarms him. And while this dude was screaming in pain, his sword that ended up flying landed on top of this dude's dome. Dude wasn't even expecting it. Poor guy died because of collateral damage. So as MAKI continued to cut down the last wave of ZENIN NPCs, she decides to finish him off with a Devil May Cry combo. She starts to swing and chop up every nigga in the room. So when she finally stands upright, everybody else in the room and with that, MAKI just casually dropped off the entire Kukuru unit that consisted over 100+ niggas. She dropped off over 100 people in that room in about 2 minutes. That's just pure wicked work right there. So after the Kukuru unit was wiped out, we move on to our next set of victims, who were known as the Hei. Now, the Hei consisted of the strongest sorcerers in the ZENIN clan.
Yep.
All these dudes were semi-grade 1 sorcerers or higher.
Putting up the
on
manga
paper,
panels.
these niggas should not be bums. But MAKI didn't give a
She
damn
made them
who
look
they
like
were,
bums.
because she was here to expose these bums for the frauds that they were.
Expose him.
I was just looking for something that could get me there.
Graduate faster. Accelerated degrees in engineering
I
technology.
said expose
So
him.
the first thing that she does is instantly speed blitz Nobuaki, the captain of the Kukuru unit. And she wasted little to no time on his sorry ass.
She got him out of there
Trying to
quick.
to attack MAKI,
I thought he was
but
gonna be a
closed
main
the
character.
distance in like 2 seconds and cuts his sword into pieces.
Then she's just
broke out, and the front piece of his sword that ended up getting broken off flew back and hit him in the back of the head.
Like,
Not
yeah.
gonna lie, this has to be her most brutal kill in this whole case, because
Yeah.
this was just flat out disgusting. She really just grabbed him by the neck and ripped out his trachea. And while dude was bleeding out and gasping for air, his own sword hits the reverse and blows him in the head. Like, good
Yeah,
God,
that shit
is
was
just
crazy.
pure brutality. So next up was the old man with
Next
the
up.
mohawk. And just look at him in this frame. You know damn well his old ass didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, I knew he
MAKI
wasn't
had
really
no
gonna do shit
business
for
being
him.
here. MAKI was so fast, she popped
Like,
up in
she
his face
killed
for
him
a
with the
good 2
quickness,
seconds.
actually.
And you see his death from his POV. MAKI ripped his eyes out and crushed them in front of him. She brutally murdered a
eyes?
senior citizen who probably had Alzheimer's disease. So after she took out the first two, she ends up getting hit by this gravity.
Then this when this nigga tried to aura farm because he knew he was about to die.
He was trying to hold her down for this aura farmer, Janichi,
That's what I'm
not
saying.
do
He was just standing there like, hey, this is
I'ma
the last
be
time I'm gonna be on the
100%
screen.
Real with y'all. This Janichi nigga.
Like, yo, he said, this is the last time I'm about to be on the screen. I got to aura farm for at least 5 seconds before I get put off the map. Like, that's all it was giving. Because I was like, bro, you should have been killed her. Because you know she's about to break through this force field from the other dude holding you back. And you just sitting there just, I need to pick up as much aura I can.
Food, I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna be one of them ones. I mean,
did
look
too.
at the nigga. He looked the part. He looking like Uvo from Hunter x Hunter.
Facts.
That was Toji's brother, for Christ's sake. I thought he was gonna be.
He was Toji's brother. I didn't even realize that. Damn. And he got packed up like that.
But no, my disappointment was immeasurable. He hit Maki with the same move Deku hit Overhaul with. Just a massive barrage of punches that ended up manifesting into a bunch of giant fists. And it looks like this attack should have
I thought that was gonna hurt her.
The explosion the attack gave off looks like a nuke just got set off. But when the dust clears, the first person that you see is Ranta. And his little rat-tailed ass was bleeding out because he was trying to hold down Maki so Janichi could kill her. And he thinks that he is dying at peace, thinking that his boy Janichi just finished the job. So when he finally dies, you see Maki walk out of the smoke. And when she walks past him, she is carrying Janichi's head. This kid Ranta died living a false reality because his sacrifice meant nothing. Bro died just for Janichi's sorry ass to not do shit and lose every bit of aura bro had. So after the fraudulent four got packed up, the last man standing was none other than the leader of the ZENIN clan's most elite squad of bums, the misogynistic tickle monster himself, Naoya. And this wide-mouthed, lockjawed, crooked-tooth-looking motherfucker probably gave Maki the best spa day she's ever had in her life. I mean, look at this 5-star customer service. He is massaging
even when I was watching this, like, I was rewatching this with one of the bros, he was like, yo, he is putting belt to ass to her. I was like, how much do you think those punches are actually affecting her? Like, just look at how she's taking them. Like, and one thing that, like, I noticed when, like, rewatching the fight with some of the bros is I realized that, like, the whole time, like, he's, like, barraging her with these punches. She didn't close her eyes once. She kept on paying attention to the rate of speed he was going so she could catch him at the perfect moment when he finally let go of his technique. That's a crazy, like, sub-detail I didn't even, like... They kind of cooked with this episode.
On her body at 24 frames per second. That shit probably feels amazing. Then he got to his chiropractic bag. Niggas started throwing the mounds and shit, making sure her bones and joints were loose from all that tension. Because he knew her back had to hurt from carrying this episode so damn hard.
That shit probably did just feel like a relaxing massage to her, because none of them hits looked like it was hurting her for real. Like, it looked flashy, don't get me wrong, but she was... Oh gosh, like she.
After about a good 12 seconds when the massage was finally over, we get to the demise of Naoya. And one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen. Maki ends up squatting down into the stance of a sumo wrestler. And she just stands here and waits patiently to swat this nigga like the fly that he was. So while Naoya was running to use his finishing move, Maki basically figured out how his technique works and downloaded his movements and read him like a book. She turns around and stares into this nigga's soul. Fist cocked back and loaded. And you can see it in Naoya's face. Bro is looking like the two dudes from the last video that were in the same exact...
Yo, and watch this. I forgot he did that video. Watch this Mortal Kombat skeleton that she does to this nigga right here. Half this nigga's skeleton fucking
the same thing they were in his
crying
last
Dave
moments.
Damn.
You're fucked
You really
up.
about to rock my shit.
They played it back 4 times. Like shit. Look at this shit, y'all. Look at this shit. Are y'all gonna show the skeleton? Oh, y'all skipped the skeleton.
And with his face caved in and skull shattered, the strongest misogynist in history was cooked. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the final on-screen victim of the ZENIN clan massacre. And it was none other than her sorry-ass mama. And the way she killed her was actually very unsettling. She was basically walking around and playing hide and seek with her while calling out, "Mother," in a tone that felt like she was
This
just
did feel
trying
like a
to
horror
talk
movie,
with the
low-key.
intentions of killing her. She was moving like an actual serial killer. So when she finally found her, you can just see the terror on her face because her own daughter that she treated like garbage was about to take her life. And Maki didn't even hesitate to do it. She slit her throat and that was that. All game. Now let me give her sorry ass mama a little credit. She did make sure to send Naoya's two-faced Harvey Dent looking ass back to the lobby with the rest of the family. But with that though, every single...
Can y'all explain that? Like, I'm trying to figure out why she did that. Like, it said like, this scene didn't make sense to me at all, y'all, because obviously her whole family was treating her like shit from the moment she got born, because this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying, family politics, this, that, and the third. But I don't get why, like, okay, even like before Maki was about to like kill everybody, like the mom was still like talking shit, being like, "Can you ever make me proud of you that I had birth of you, this, that, and the third?" And then when the daughter finally is like, "Oh yeah, you about to die," that's when the mother finally has a change of heart and finishes off the other dude. It just didn't. That was kind of like shaky, a little shaky logic to me. And then because she was about to die, she's finally proud of her daughter. Like, it just seems like a wrapped up plot, kind of finished up plot, which you'll kind of see a lot more of in season 4 of JJK, because I've read the whole manga, so I know how this story ends. This, that, and the third, but it's still good ass hands. But season 3 is probably like the last. I don't want to say the last, because they're still good in season 4, but you realize that or you're going to realize that a lot of these plot points are kind of rushed, and he kind of like puts it all together in a bow in the end, rather than like actually like letting the story naturally finish, if that makes sense. You know, it kind of seems like a lot of things were rushed. So this is just one of those instances where it's like, if you actually looked at this from the perspective of the supposed characters, her doing that makes no fucking sense at all. That's all I'm saying. Just as a character.
A member of the ZENIN clan that was at the compound that day were dead. And Maki's mother was the last on-screen victim of the massacre. Now, I say last on screen because, guess what?
Yeah.
Job's not finished.
The job
because
is not
when
finished.
I said destroy it all, she really meant destroy it all. Because after she massacred everybody at the compound that day, she went off and boomed every other ZENIN clan member that wasn't there that day.
No, because this was on the screen, but I didn't read it. The 6 members of the Hei and 9 members of the Akashi and the 21 members of the Kukuru unit who were absent from the ZENIN clan's home that day all met untimely deaths.
Shit. She took every last one of these niggas off the map. You wasn't even safe if you wasn't even at the compound that day. She still found those niggas and killed them. And she completely eradicated the entire bloodline to the point where they ended up getting kicked out of the big 3 families and their entire...
So they're like J. Cole, let me stop.
Entire family was ruined. Now, last thing to complete this entire exhibit. Let's estimate how many people she actually killed.
I
now,
said
with the
200
resources
plus.
we got, we can make a pretty good estimate. So, let's look at this family photo right here. Every person in this photo besides Naobito got killed by Maki. And that would be a total of 112. And adding her sorry-ass mama, that's 113. Now, let's look at everybody that was not at the compound. She killed the other 6 members of the Hei that weren't there that day, 9 members of the Akashi, and 21 other members of the Kukuru unit. So if we add in those other bodies, she dropped off 149 of these niggas.
Okay.
Now, this is not a confirmed number. This is just my estimate. But, not gonna lie, that is one wicked kill-death ratio. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is a easy pass. Light work, no reaction. She really exposed how fraudulent the ZENIN clan actually was. Like, it's actually hilarious when you look at this.
Yeah.
This clan prides itself off of cursed techniques and cursed energy. And the fact that all these grown-ass men got wiped off the map by a 16-year-old girl that didn't have a drop of that shit is hilarious. Their legacy is cooked. And you know, all this could have been avoided if they just listened to Naruto's will. But hey, they can all have that conversation now that while they're burning in hell. Also for the crime,
for real.
them niggas had to go.
Nah, for real, because the granddad had the will, like, he set up that will pretty right, but it was the family that wanted to... Yep, they fucked around and found out. That's all I gotta say. Crazy that this episode, almost 3 years later, is actually animated now. Like, I always pictured it in my mind. You know, like, when you read in manga, like, you picture how it's gonna get animated. But, like, the fact that it's actually animated and it's, like, overly clean, that shit is fire. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hyped for the rest of the season, too. Because I just knew, like, I was like, oh my gosh, when they finally animate this shit, this shit's gonna be crazy. Damn. Like, the more I'm thinking about this, like, this is something that I read back in, like, 2022. So that means, like, it's 2026. This is just now getting animated. But that's kind of how an anime works. A lot of shit be a little slow. But hey, you already know, y'all. If y'all like the video, like and subscribe. If you knew all we do is chill over here. With that being said, y'all be great, be safe, keep getting to that bag. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Peace.